Welcome to United Report, your daily hub for all things Manchester United. From breaking news to transfer talk and match updates, we've got every red covered. If you live and breathe United, hit subscribe and join the family. Glory, glory, Man United.
Ruben Amorim's Manchester United reign is hanging by a thread after the Red Devils' humiliating Carabao Cup exit to Grimsby. With crisis talks planned at Old Trafford, the Portuguese boss could soon be offered a lifeline back home as Benfica keep a close eye on their former midfielder. Ruben Amorim faces showdown talks regarding his Manchester United future, but the Portuguese coach could find refuge at Benfica if his Old Trafford tenure does end prematurely, with his former club keeping tabs. Amorim's time at Old Trafford hit a new low on Wednesday night, as the Red Devils were dumped out of the Carabao Cup by League Two Grimsby on penalties. The ex-Sporting Lisbon boss is nearing his year anniversary in the job, but it has been a disaster thus far. Talks are planned over how to get the team out of the mess they find themselves in, reports The Telegraph. But Amorim has cast doubt over whether he is the man to lead the revival, having struggled to find the answers thus far. If Amorim does leave, whether by his own choosing or because he's axed, then he could find himself on the radar of Benfica. He played for years with the Portuguese giants, and their presidential candidate, João Noronha Lopes, is a big fan. Lopes announced this week that he will be assisted in his campaign by Nuno Gomes, the former Benfica and Portugal frontman, who is also one of Amorim's closest friends. Amorim's stock in his homeland remains sky high. He began his managerial career impressively with Braga before Sporting spent big to hire him. There, he would make them Portugal's dominant force and end their 19-year wait for a league title, adding more honours after that. Lopes has been quizzed about Amorim previously and didn't hide his admiration. As told, record, he's an excellent coach, under contract with Manchester United. I won't destabilise Benfica, they have a very important match ahead of them. United face a huge decision regarding Amorim, whom they have just backed with more than £200 million worth of new talent in the summer. Much of that was bought to aid his system, which he has defiantly stuck to despite it not bringing the results many had hoped. It is almost a year since Ineos axed Erik ten Hag, just months after backing him with a new contract, despite the warning signs being in clear view. They also gave the Dutchman millions to spend in the market, and another managerial misstep will see their judgment severely called into question. Benjamin Šeško's Manchester United career has barely begun, but the £74 million striker's debut turned into a nightmare as Ruben Amorim's side crashed out of the League Cup to League Two Minnows Grimsby Town. A penalty shootout disaster and Amorim's cryptic post-match fury have left fans questioning whether United's bright new project is already unravelling. Summer is yet to pass, but Benjamin Šeško's debut campaign at Manchester United is already showing signs of fracture. The Slovenian, 22, was given his first start in the League Cup second-round clash against Grimsby Town. It proved to be a nightmare first outing, as Ruben Amorim's side drew 2-2 with the League Two outfit before losing 12-11 on penalties. The humiliating exit at Blundell Park is not what the striker would have envisaged when he snubbed Newcastle United to join the Red Devils from RB Leipzig, in a deal which could be worth as much as £74 million. As well as being unable to beat Town goalkeeper Christy Pym, more alarmingly, Šeško was the 10th player for United to take a penalty in the shootout, with only Andre Onana behind him. While he did convert his spot kick, his placement in the order spoke volumes, as it suggests either he or Amorim was not particularly confident he would score from 12 yards. The defeat to the Mariners is certainly not what Šeško envisaged when he opted against playing Champions League football at St James Park. The young forward said he was looking forward to competing for the biggest trophies in football when he arrived. He said, "The history of Manchester United is obviously very special, but what really excites me is the future. When we discussed the project, it was clear that everything is in place for this team to continue to grow and compete for the biggest trophies again soon. That hope already appears to be over, as United now only have 2 trophies left to compete for: the Premier League, which does not appear within their grasp anytime soon, and the FA Cup." The forward also said there was a positive buzz at Old Trafford. If there was, last night's result and their poor start to the season would have done plenty to extinguish it. particularly judging by Amorim's words after the match. Sesko added, "From the moment that I arrived, I could feel the positive energy and family environment that the club has created. It is clearly the perfect place to reach my maximum level and fulfill all of my ambitions. I cannot wait to start learning from Ruben Amorim and connecting with my teammates to achieve the success that we all know we are capable of together." If the visible stress on the faces of Amorim and his teammates are anything to go by, then the positive energy Sesko spoke of has evaporated. The future was looking positive after United's respectable showing in their 1-0 home loss to Arsenal. New signings Brian Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha have looked impressive this season. Yet the duo, who cost close to £125 million, both missed in the shootout. Sesko's hopes of learning from Amorim may have also taken a hit, as the Portuguese boss post-match interview suggested the club's consistently poor performances have driven him to the edge. He cryptically said, "I know that the best team won, the only team that was on the pitch. I think the team and the players spoke really loud today. So that's it. We lost, the best team won. I think it was really clear for everybody what happened today. It's not just the space we gave them, but the way we started the game. Without any intensity, we were completely lost. It's hard to explain. That's why I think they spoke really well. I think they gave the response on the pitch today. When you see something that, like today, it's hard to talk."
Kobbie Mainoo, once hailed as the future of Manchester United's midfield, is now considering his Old Trafford exit. The 20-year-old hasn't played a single minute this season under Ruben Amorim, and with Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount and Manuel Ugarte ahead of him, Mainoo has slipped to fourth choice in midfield. Reports suggest the youngster is open to leaving if the right offer comes in, with Chelsea interested and clubs abroad monitoring the situation. Mainoo's contract runs until 2026, but a standoff over wages and lack of game time could push him out the door. Kobbie Mainoo could consider leaving Manchester United this summer after falling down the pecking order under Ruben Amorim. Mainoo, a graduate of the Red Devils Academy, has seen his options limited this season. The 20-year-old midfielder has twice been named on the bench this season, but has not played a single minute. And it now appears that a lack of minutes could force the youngster to look elsewhere. According to TalkSport, Mainoo would consider quitting Old Trafford should United receive an acceptable offer for his services. Chelsea have previously been linked with a swoop, while the midfielder himself is reportedly open to the prospect of moving abroad. Mainoo has just under 2 years remaining on his contract with United. It was previously thought that Red Devils chiefs were keen on tying him down to a new contract, but there remains a big gap in salary expectations. Mainoo was reportedly looking for around £150,000 per week to sign a new deal, an amount that is unfeasible for United at the current time. Should Mainoo move on, then any fee that the club receives would be considered as pure profit in their PSR calculations for the forthcoming financial year. Asked why he left Mainoo on the bench against Fulham, United boss Amorim revealed that the youngster was now competing with captain Bruno Fernandes. He said, "He's fighting for the position now with Bruno, and I changed 2 midfielders. I let Mason Mount play there because we want to score a goal, and when I changed I felt the team need to return to one holding midfielder near Bruno. So he, Mainoo, just needs to fight for the position with Bruno, as it should be at Manchester United. Sometimes he's going to play with Bruno, but at the moment he's fighting in training with Bruno for the position." Meanwhile, United icon Gary Neville has not ruled out the prospect of Mainoo falling even further down the pecking order in the immediate future. "In central midfield, they have to do a piece of business now," he said on the Gary Neville podcast. "I would have liked to have thought that Mainoo could step up and be that person, but it is quite clear that at this moment in time, Ruben Amorim isn't having him. He starts with Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, he then puts Mason Mount back in there, and he then brings Ugarte on in front of him. That tells you he is almost fourth choice, really. That means they are going to have to get something sorted, because it is going to be a problem. The 2 in there really do get exposed when the front 3 are a little bit higher, and the back 5 sometimes get pushed back a bit. Those acres of space seem to open up a bit. I think Bruno Fernandes is part of that in there, and he is going to have to sort it out. I think Man United will have to get a goalkeeper and look at getting a central midfield player.